Jay Wazsauce asks, do NHL moneyline splits work in the same way as other U.S. sports? First, make sure you understand what a split is. A split describes how a favorite will do in various periods. So, for example, in the NFL, if you have a 7-point favorite, it might be a large favorite in the first half, 4.5-point favorite, and not nearly as large of a favorite in pregame in the second half. Similarly with money lines, in just about every single U.S. sport, a favorite for a game is going to be the biggest favorite early in the game. So in baseball, a favorite will have its biggest inning usually in the first inning. It'll be the biggest favorite in the first inning compared to any other inning. In college basketball, a favorite on both the spread and money line will typically be a larger first half spread or first half money line than second half spread or second half money line. Same with NBA. In NBA, you can even say the first quarter is the largest one. In NFL and in college football, it's the first half, although typically you're a bigger favorite in the second quarter because of the number of possessions in the second quarter versus the first quarter. So the question is, in NHL, do you see the same behavior? Do you see that the first period is where a favorite's going to be the largest favorite? And in NHL, we see just the opposite here. So I'm going to look at a couple samples. I'm using my calculator. I'm looking at sample 1. I'm putting in a money line of visitor plus 130, home minus 140. And the money line doesn't really matter. You notice I use a 10-cent line. The real thing is what's the home win percentage, which in this case is 0.573. And in this case, the largest favorite is in period 3. So let's take a look at another sample. Let's use a win percentage of 62%. So we're going to use a visitor money line of 160, take back favorite minus 170. And in this case, again, it's only a small favorite in the first period, plus minus 122, no vig. In the third period, it's minus 184. If we look at a larger favorite, plus 190, take back 200, 66% win rate. We once again see that the first period is the smallest money line, plus 139, no vig, and the other two periods are larger. So what we can say, just looking at these samples, is that NHL seems to work very different from the other U.S. sports in that typically the first period, the favorite is going to be the smallest favorite of any period. So let's look at a bet online price. I'm looking at the game Vegas Knights today versus Colorado Avalanche. Colorado is a minus 195 favorite, take back 175. And so I punch it in my calculator. Here we go, Knights versus Avalanche, 175, take back 195. And we see that the fair price for the first period is about plus 139. So we're going to go look at BetOnline's price for the first period, and we see they're offering plus 150. So it looks like BetOnline has misapplied the U.S. rule that the first period is always the biggest favorite, and you'll probably find a lot of other books doing the same thing. So you can only bet a nickel on it, but this is very common. The best bets often have low limits, but always good to understand splits, and a lot of times if you understand splits, you're going to find a lot of value betting in different periods.